A look at the dark side of fine dining. A story filled with greed, lies, and discrimination. We're back in New York City to visit the chef's table at Brooklyn Fare. As of July 2023, the restaurant is closed, and the multi-million-dollar lawsuit between the celebrity chef and the entrepreneur. The question is, where did it all go wrong? The chef is Cesar Ramirez. Unlike many celebrity chefs, Cesar is self-taught. At 19, he married a French woman and traveled to France, where he learned the tricks of the trade. He also spent time studying cuisine in Japan before returning to the US and honing his craft at fine dining restaurants in Chicago and in New York City. By 2008, Chef Ramirez was ready to do his own thing. Mo Issa is an Israeli-born, Brooklyn-raised entrepreneur and owner of a gourmet grocery store. It's called Brooklyn Fare, and it specializes in fresh groceries and prepared foods, with the services of an old-school neighborhood grocery store. In 2008, Mo was eager to expand into fine dining, but he's missing one thing: a chef. As luck would have it, he met Cesar Ramirez. A deal is struck, and Mo opens a small restaurant in the back of his Brooklyn grocery store. He calls it the Chef's Table at Brooklyn Fare. They opened in 2009, serving one-bite dishes in a fusion of French techniques and Japanese cuisine. The trendy Brooklyn crowd falls in love with the concept, and before long, the Michelin guide inspectors take notice, making it Brooklyn's only three-Michelin-star restaurant. The future is bright for Chef Ramirez and Mo Issa, or so it seems. In 2014, 5 former employees launched a class action lawsuit against Chef Ramirez and Mo Issa for discrimination and unpaid wages and tips. The workers claim they were denied overtime pay and tips, and when they demanded to be paid, they were fired. On top of this, Chef Ramirez is accused of discriminating against Asian employees and guests. In an open letter to the media, Ramirez denies everything. The case is settled out of court for an undisclosed amount in May 2015. The restaurant manages to maintain its sterling reputation, and by 2016, Ramirez and Mo Issa are ready to take Manhattan. Brooklyn Fare adds 2 more grocery locations. By 2022, business is booming, with the restaurant raking in more than $5 million each year. Mo Issa makes Chef Ramirez partner in the business. Things seem to be going well, but under the surface, trouble is brewing. In July 2023, the restaurant suddenly closes, and Chef Ramirez and Mo Issa are back in court, this time on opposite sides of the table. Ramirez files a complaint in July, claiming $25 million in damages for breach of contract, unpaid wages, and defamation after being fired. He also accuses Mo Issa of embezzling more than $400,000. Issa lashes back, claiming his former chef has stolen more than $30,000 worth of rare Burgundy wine, as well as dishware, pots and pans, and other cooking tools, totaling almost $500,000. Whatever happened, I'm just glad I got to try this restaurant back in March, before it went kaput. We make our way through the grocery store and into the restaurant. It's one big, open room. In fine dining, the chef's table is a table in the kitchen, where guests can watch the staff in action. The concept comes from the tradition of chefs, entertaining family and friends in the kitchen as they worked. The first chef's table in modern fine dining was the French restaurant Gaddi's in Hong Kong in year 2000. Since then, more and more Michelin-star restaurants have added a chef's table to their kitchens. In some cases, guests can book the table and experience their meal as VIPs. In others, groups from the dining room are invited to the kitchen to experience one special course at the chef's table. And then there are the restaurants that take the concept and really run with it, opening the kitchen and making the entire dining area one big chef's table. And that's exactly what we have here. 18 seats, and from each one you have a clear view of the action. After a nice welcome, we ask the host if recording is okay. He says yes, but we are asked not to take video of Chef Ramirez. I'm not sure how I can manage that, but I agree. For our welcome drink, we choose a 2011 Comme de Champagne. Our first bite is Japanese yellowtail with salmon roe and edible flowers. They cut it to be easier to have in one bite. There is a nice layer of crème fraîche on the bottom, powerful flavors and nice first impression. Our second bite is A5 Wagyu Tata with cap. It's luxurious with the rich beefy flavor and the cream that is really intense. Exceptional. You're going to see many Japanese ingredients in this episode later, but you can see way more on my Instagram. Cause guess what? I'm currently in Japan. So stay with me and follow Alexander the Guest on Instagram. Our third bite is a main diver scallop on sushi rice. Look at that gorgeous presentation. The scallop is lightly fried and then grilled. This was brilliant. 3 delicious appetizers done. It's time for the main courses. Our first is Japanese bluefin tuna with Kaluga green caviar. The server tells us to go to the bottom of the dish to make sure we get all the layers on one spoon. This dish was incredibly tasty. The pairing was a 2021 Godello from Spain. Crisp, light and perfect. I'm really starting to like this place. Our second course is sea urchin from Hokkaido, also known as uni, on toasted brioche with black truffle. It's hard to see, but there's a thin layer of black truffle between the uni and the brioche. The flavors here are beautiful, buttery and nutty. It's unreal. I really have to hand it to them. They know how to use truffles. Super thin layer, not dominating, but it's totally there. I was quite surprised by the wine pairing. It's a Chenin Blanc dessert wine from 1994. By French producer Moulin Touché. I usually don't see dessert wine with savory courses, and it's rare to see such vintages in a wine pairing. But somehow it worked. So far the food is great, but the atmosphere is lacking a bit. There is no music playing, it's chilly in here, and sitting on a bar stool is starting to get uncomfortable. Also from the service side, I find the elegance is missing. But of course, it's hard to be elegant when serving across the table. It gives you the feeling like you are at a lunch counter. Interesting, but somehow they managed to solve this in Thailand table. Our third course is Japanese sabrim. It's served alongside cucumber sorbet in a beautiful yuzu sauce. It reminds me of a gazpacho with its many ingredients. I love how the flavors complement each other and commanded the dish. There was no fishy taste at all. For wine, we have a 2021 German Riesling from Clemens Busch. Although it's young, it's delicate and refined. Our fourth course is a mushroom egg custard with foie gras and jumbo shrimp. I don't love the look of it, and running my spoon through it doesn't make it any prettier. It was flavorful, but the texture really turned me off. It was paired with Junmai Ginjo from Heaven Sake. This company is co-founded by Regis Camus, one of the best-known cellar masters in the world, 8-time winner of Winemaker of the Year. His new brand is a line of Japanese sake with a French twist. Since its launch in 2017, it has taken the spirits market by storm and is winning awards hand over fist. It's really nice. So far, the service team has been attentive and polite, but I haven't really connected with any of them. They are friendly and humble, but none of them are real characters, and we haven't heard even an attempt at humor. The staff are quiet and a bit robotic. The fifth course is Norwegian langoustine with porcini mushrooms in a light foam. Next to it, we have Kaluga green caviar. I like this dish overall, but with a few reservations. Caviar and mushrooms were a nice combo, but the langoustine wasn't perfect for me. For the wine pairing, we have a nice Chablis Premier Cru from 2020. Our sixth course is quail. On the side is a thin slice of speck, and under it we have mora mushroom and black truffle. Speck is a lightly cured and smoked ham from northern Italy. Nice ingredients and well prepared. But this dish wasn't one of my favorites for the day. To go with it, we have a nice 2018 Pinot Noir from the Burgundy region, and is well paired for the course. Our palate cleanser is a yogurt sorbet with champagne jelly and mandarin. It was fresh and vibrant and did the job wonderfully. The pairing was a Hungarian dessert wine from Royal Tokaj. I love to see my country represented at 3-Michelin-starred restaurants. I never get tired of tasting this wine either. At this point, I'm pretty cold. Even I'm wearing a jacket. There must be a draft coming in somewhere, or maybe someone left the door open. I have never felt as cold as this in a Michelin-star restaurant, or any restaurant now that I think of it. I'm kinda glad we are almost done. Our dessert and final course for the day is a Chef Ramirez signature. Frozen vanilla soufflé with vanilla powder, ice cream and butterscotch chips. This thing is huge. Our server gives us the instructions how to eat it.
With your fingers, one bite.
Our first joke of the day. A bit late, but I will take it. This dish is a dessert lover's dream. Amazing taste and a whole range of textures and temperatures. At this point, I need to use the bathroom. which is in the back of the grocery store. I find it and there are two people already in line. I'm standing in the middle of this grocery store in a suit, waiting for the washroom while people are picking up their groceries. Some of them are dancing. It's surreal. When I get back, the funny server asked if we were celebrating anything. I joke and tell him that yes, we are celebrating. We are celebrating life. He brings out this little cake to help us celebrate. Another good one. Last are the petit fours, jasmine chocolate puffs and passion fruit tarts. The puffs are crispy and fluffy, a nice way to end the meal. Now we can go and finally get warm. After the meal, we exit through the grocery store and look around a little bit. We notice one thing, they are playing music. There were so many good things about this dining experience and unfortunately some problems. The food was excellent and even amazing at times, but the bar stools, cold service and even cold temperature of the room really took away from it. One of the reasons for this has to be the cold relationship between chef and Mo. I'm just happy I could try this restaurant before it closed. Who is right, the celebrity chef or the successful entrepreneur? Former employees say it's nothing more than a battle of egos. Since the closing of the restaurant in July, Chef Ramirez has signed a 15-year lease on a new restaurant space. It's in Lower Manhattan's trendy Hudson Square neighborhood. Issa has just announced two new world-class chefs who will take over the chef's table, with the reopening scheduled for October. So it seems there is one clear winner. Fine dining lovers. We have two new restaurants in New York City to look forward to. So that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit subscribe. See you next time.
You can call me stupid.